Why does it matter to ya? When you got a job to do, you gotta do it well. Nice. Is that to the same song, or is that your own Squid song? What? Yeah. Rocking out.
Good day and welcome to our GTA playlist. Today you're watching Hat Films and we're going to be racing around a track in Shitaros, and there's going to be a transform mode where we transform into some sort of plane or maybe a boat. Just watch and find out. Thanks. Shit guys, I forgot to start the video by demanding that everyone likes and subscribes.
Oh yeah.
Which is a fucking...
So before we get going, make sure to leave a like.
I really appreciate that, guys.
You haven't seen the content yet, but like the video all the same. Also, suck my tiny little schmeckle. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
This is a numbers game for me. I really appreciate you guys. I don't.
It's coded. It's coded behind me. Actually, not really being bothered.
Completely came to a
but
stop.
Anyway, the video has a start left, and there's 10 minutes and 1 second left of content. So,
buy my book. Buy my child's book. Looking forward to seeing legions of my 8-year-old fans later this year. But buy my child's book, please.
It's a children's book for kids.
Who asked for likes and subs that also has a book?
That's a good point.
Before they even say it.
Actually, there are some big YouTubers
top
who
3
do that.
UK YouTubers I can think of in gaming.
That's right, there are.
And do they start off with likes and subs at
Yes.
the start?
Yeah.
And I was... I don't know why I'm tiptoeing around it. Ali A does it all the time.
Okay.
I don't understand why. He's massive.
Well, because that's why.
He's a massive. Well, but he was
probably
massive
because of
before
that.
anyway.
He's
Like,
going with what works.
I can get it if you're like smaller and like you're trying to garner a viewership, etc. And like, okay, look, I know that likes work, etc. and so forth. When you're massive, like,
But he's still growing though as well. That's the thing.
Oh, he's a big boy, isn't he?
When you're that size, you kind of grow automatically through recommendations and through YouTube's algorithm anyway, right?
You'd hope
The
so.
rich get richer.
Tell that
in
to us.
sense. Well,
We're not the rich.
we aren't getting 600,000-700,000 views per video, are we?
No, but Yogs were, and then that just got switched off.
Yeah, well that was before they YouTube changed a lot of things.
Oh.
And then they complained because I don't know if anyone knows the story watching, but YOGSCAST dominated the front page. There used to be a front page rather than a trending page of most viewed.
So it wasn't tailored to every individual. It was just a front page.
Because all of YOGSCAST channels have full caps YOGSCAST at the front, it looked like YOGSCAST was dominating, but there were obviously like 6 or 7 different channels involved, and they all grew each other, so they they got bigger from that.
And
YouTube
the big
caught
did get
sight
bigger,
of this, and they
'cause,
completely switched it off.
They turned off
one
YOGSCAST
day.
from featuring on any front page thing.
Yeah.
Instead of
And then they just never appeared again. But they had a big size, etc. So I'm guessing that YouTube were like, oh, they'll be all right without that recommendation. But now obviously the algorithm's changed a lot, so it does.
But you get the same thing happening now, just with other people in terms of like.
You mean filling the page?
Yeah,
like Dan TDM
you always get
filling
the same
it
people now on the front page.
Yeah.
It's just that there aren't as many YOGSCAST names.
It's a struggle to find new, interesting content that way as well.
Fucking
Because of that. So if you're not interested in Dan TDM or Ali A or whoever, that's all you get kind of served, unless you really want to delve deep. But unless you have the time, obviously, to hunt through tiny channels and try and find something you're interested in.
I find like interesting creators on Reddit. That's my favorite way to find them.
It's a good platform for it.
That's the thing. You got to build a profile for YouTube.
Yeah.
You've got to just start watching stuff externally, I guess, first,
I think
then the recommended feed does everything else.
Because like seeing people retweet someone and like, oh shit, like their stuff's quite cool, or that's funny, or one video that went viral and the rest of their stuff's actually very similar and actually quite good. So
similar.
It is. It's tough though. It's tough to find new interesting content,
especially when you're watching this shit.
And obviously, you're stuck here watching
us.
These fucking bastards. That's me included. I'm one of them.
And we don't have a book.
But we're actually a relatively large channel either way. So we haven't got a book. No.
Why not?
Do you want a book?
Yeah.
What do you want it on? What do you want to do on a book?
It's a child's book, but actually it's really fucking dirty. Wow. Like, it has some really.
So you want to fuel Elsagate?
Yeah, fuck it.
Elsagate is.
Let's not.
No, not Elsagate.
That's like
just
weird
like
pedophilia.
just like.
Yeah, but Elsagate was the thing where they make the content of it is
appeals to children.
It's appealing to children, but it's weird, like dark stuff. Some of it's like kind of violent and
Yeah, they're
strange.
Well, not that.
They're
I
really
don't want that.
fucking the
Well, what
art.
would you want then?
I just want, like, oh, Billy the Bear's gone down to the garden today. Who's he going to find?
That is what that
Oh,
content's
it's Colin the Caterpillar.
And- oh, right,
And
okay,
what
but-
do they do?
And then what?
He fucks a caterpillar.
Oh, okay, well that is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. That's what
It's
they,
consensual.
yeah,
They're
but that's the
both
shit they're making.
adults.
But they're making it with fucking Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse and fucking
Yeah,
Bear
Elsa's
fucks a
there.
caterpillar. Just the logistics
There's
of
a
It's
that.
a big caterpillar.
Who are we going to hire to do the
And a
art?
small bear.
Who's doing the artwork?
Nina's probably going to
It's gonna be an
She
art book, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake! No!
Yeah.
Just at the last pip to the post.
Oh man, I've been at the back the entire time. I'm sad.
Yeah, I mean, we could start an entire series of very child-friendly looking content.
Why
if you
don't we
want.
do-
Maybe really, we'll get banned straight
I'm just
away.
fucking sick of
Why don't we
so
do-
many big creators just being like fake ass motherfuckers. Like, just oh god, like I don't understand
Yeah,
how
but
their
it
audience
works.
can't see them. Just
You
like,
can see what they're doing. We can see
hey
what they're doing.
guys,
Most
I'm
people can see
having
what
a
they're doing, but
great
they
That's
can-
no
time.
different from like a children's TV presenter. They're
No,
not
it
like that
isn't.
all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's just like
That's what
playing-
kids want,
they're
though. They
playing
want
the
like
game
perpetuating
of
bullshit,
YouTube
isn't
and
it?
they want the
works.
larger than life, always positive, always happy, in your face.
do kids want that? Did you ever want that?
But can you blame them? for
Yeah,
doing
but
it?
No, I
There's
can't believe they're
exactly-
playing a game.
there's
But
clearly
it's not
a
the same
demand
game
for
as
it.
us.
No, of course not. But like, that's,
No one's pushing that shit.
We
That
weren't
got big
comparing
on its
ourselves.
own,
Yeah, we
and then
weren't comparing ourselves.
everyone copies that, and therefore it just.
Well, it's market
perpetuates.
forces. I think it's market forces, isn't it? Like, it's
YouTube
There's enough
definitely-
kids being sat down in front of child-friendly content
Yeah.
to create a market for it.
YouTube's definitely tailoring that algorithm to promote child-friendly stuff. to the
Exactly.
top.
Whilst that's not really where YouTube came from. Like,
And I think a lot of people imitate what they think worked,
I
when in
fucking
actuality
hate
it's not
it.
necessary.
It's just
Yeah,
this
you could be
vapid
right.
crap.
It's just like, well, Ali A is at the top, and he's doing that kind of content, so I'm going to copy that. And then if they happen to get big, it just kind of reinforces the fake stigma that.
Yeah, but this
doing
Elsa's-
that.
It's
This
just
Elsa Gate
boring,
thing has fucked them up a
contrite
bit.
shit, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's just, ugh. It just
Yeah, but there's a demographic out there wanting to watch that stuff. So
Yeah,
that's
a
why
huge
it
one.
grows. So
it
it's,
fucking sucks.
but at the same time, you can kind of understand why, if you're in that situation,
Some people just
You-
don't
you
want
would
to
do
think.
it.
They just want to
kind
switch
of
off
try
and
and
have
continue that.
everything done for them. They just want to.
Some people, apparently a lot of people.
Yeah. Some people
What?
don't want to have to actively think about politics or whatever. Don't want to have their opinions questioned. They just want to
Yeah, they
switch
just want
off.
to play a game or watch fucking Call
wanna
of
go-
Duty or whatever and
Yeah,
see the next.
I can
Pokemon
appreciate that.
go
Sometimes
thing.
I don't want to get too deep into a philosophical video.
Well, it's not just that we do. We also just have
No,
bad
yeah.
language and shit like that.
Yeah, but you never
Like,
know what to expect with us.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
do you think that's it?
It's not a problem, Trot.
No, I'm saying that's why we're not who we are. We're not trying to be someone fake and actively cutting out that stuff.
I think
But a lot of people
if we
don't
were
want
sti-
that.
I think if
I
we were
don't
still
think
doing
they're capable of that
Minecraft
kind of thing.
after a point where we
Exactly.
weren't happy with it, I think that would be that situation.
An example. But
Where
then
we're
again,
doing something
the
because-
viewership wasn't any bigger or smaller
Well,
than anything else we were doing at
Well,
the
that's
time.
it exactly. Our GTA is more popular. Than,
We've not
and
experienced
by
the
the time we finish
YOGSCAST
Minecraft.
cull. We weren't part of YOGSCAST when that kind of happened.
Oh, when they all grew to like 2 million.
When they all got absolutely massive and they had millions per video, and then suddenly they don't anymore. We've never had views that used to be better.
We've always been
Yeah.
middle ground in that sense.
We've always
in
been,
comparison.
yeah, always been good, and so we're not jaded in that sense.
Old
where it's
reliable.
like, oh fuck, we should just go back and do Minecraft, guys, because that's when we used to get
Yeah.
millions of views. But then they try
But
it
that sure
and
that
it doesn't work.
Yeah,
and
I was
then
gonna
you
say
get,
sure that
fuck,
wouldn't work. Yeah.
it doesn't work. Yeah, but you think like, fuck, how do I hit the glory days again?
Yeah.
Sure, there's some serious and stuff where people are gagging for it again.
Oh God, I'm always gagging for it, Trump.
I just gag him for
In fact, I even played Minecraft the other day.
Yeah.
just try gagging for Minecraft.
Hashtag
But-
gagging for it.
As soon as I got into it, I just remembered everything. The reasons why I
you've
don't
done it
do it
enough.
anymore.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's just
just done it to death.
people will probably be disappointed to hear that we probably won't be doing it again.
It's like going back
But-
and it's like I'm gonna suck my thumb again. You know,
We're gonna say something else
love
then.
doing
I
that.
used to love it as a kid.
I
yeah,
loved sucking my thumb as a kid, and I used to be so happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna collect Action Man again. Fuck it. I
Um,
used to be so happy when I got
Oh,
an
look,
Action
well,
Man for
we've done that with
Pokemon
Pokemon.
cards. We did it with Pokemon cards. Yeah.
You relive nostalgia
But
and
that-
realise
that
that it's
died-
not the same
Never as
equation.
hard at hitting. It's like doing heroin. Like,
Yeah, go
it's
on.
never quite as hard hitting as the first time.
Hit your wheels, that son.
Huh?
Sorry, I think.
No, I already did it.
Time, did you? Oh
Yeah.
What, heroin?
no, it looked like you turtle flopped.
I did turtle flop. Yeah, I was a bit late.
Stop drafting me! I don't want to be drafted. This is not
It
fair.
got so far.
Still ahead of me.
I got flipped.
Still ahead of me somehow.
I just wanted to
The
drive.
turtle's crawling ahead.
And then you guys come in and just fucking flip me over. I just wanted to drive.
Drafting sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
I mean, without it though, there's just no way to catch anyone up.
there needs to be
Yeah.
that catch-up mechanic.
Oof, there we go. Yeah, I think
There is something about Minecraft though. There is that. There's a lure.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
like the whimsy of
like,
building and creating and
Yeah.
having that open sandbox.
I mean, I've played it since we stopped. In terms of like, I've had a, spent an hour or so building something or whatever. But then like, you kind of like, well,
You don't want to actively learn new stuff as well. It's like, well, I could
Can't be
spend my
bothered
time
sort of
learning
thing.
this new mod,
Yeah.
but am I really going to invest in it?
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for most games recently, where it's like, oh, I could play this open RPG and get all the achievements and complete every side quest, but
Yeah.
I just don't have the time.
Or to
I
have
don't,
the
I don't want to
motivation.
invest my... Yeah, I don't
Have
know.
you tried a game called Dota 2? I found it's an excellent time sink.
Yes.
I don't want to learn the
you after
meta,
time
Smith.
I
Sink
just
or-
keep coming back to it. Yeah, I do enjoy
You're
it.
deep enough that you've learned enough that you can pick up the new patches and stuff
Yeah.
easier than... I have to learn both
From scratch
everything
and the
from
ga-
scratch
yeah.
and learn the latest meta.
And
Well,
then
you
put up
don't
with
really.
being
You're not really a I don't play at a level where the newest meta is particularly
I'm
important.
going in esports level.
Oh,
Well,
If
right,
I'm going to
okay.
play Dota 2,
Yeah.
I want to be one of the best. And
Well, there's a new. Have you heard about the new version of Dota now? It's called Dota Turbo. I shit you not. It's called Dota
I
Turbo,
think you said this,
and
yeah.
it's a game of Dota in half a time. So it's like a 15 to 20 minute game.
yeah, but you can't dictate the length of time. that
You
Dota-
can because you get XP and level up much faster.
Oh,
so
right.
and towers
They're
have less
gonna end
health.
faster, right?
It's much better. I've been playing it loads recently. It's not much better. Obviously, the original
quicker,
Dota.
isn't
Just
it?
want a quick bash.
Much
Yeah,
quicker.
exactly. That's the problem with it, right?
Guess
Usually
that
it would be
point-
like 45 minutes to
I'm
an hour.
surprised that hasn't been a thing before.
Yeah, I know,
To just be
I
like,
know.
oh, let's just have a short
Well,
game,
they're
shall we,
taking-
lads?
they're taking-
90 minutes is a bit much.
It's
All right.
Hearthstone they're taking tips from. Sorry, not
Right.
Hearthstone. Heroes of the Storm, which
Hot.
typically has like a 20-minute game time, I think.
Hot or not.
It's really good though, like fast games.
Has League of Legends done that?
I'm not sure.
Don't care.
Don't care. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Tell you what, the campaign for Call of Duty is actually really fucking fun.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I mentioned it before, but like I finished it. I finished it at the weekend. It was just like it was just really well done. It was just really fun. It was a really fun game mode. It wasn't
Yeah.
very long. Like so, if you're after a short like
Short, quick burst.
Quick
so-
bash.
I thought the campaign
Oh.
was actually surprisingly good. The first one I actually bothered to complete because the rest of them are always a bit boring and trashy. Maybe I'm a fan of the World War theme.
Is the gunplay
'Cause then I did go on and watch,
enjoyable? Is it satisfying
Band of Brothers
gunplay?
again. Sorry.
Is it satisfying gunplay?
Yeah. No,
What about the boots on the ground mechanics?
Yeah.
Oh
Come on,
mate,
what-
honestly, that's the most.
Give me that boots
advanced
on the ground
technology,
feel.
yeah. It was really.
They were fucking floating around
it
before,
was
but now
advanced technology, but now
They actually-
their
they're
feet,
pinned
their
them to the
boots
floor.
are on the ground. I cannot believe that was the selling point. That's
Boots on the
so
ground.
fucking nuts. But yeah, it is, I prefer that game so much more.
that's basically them admitting that the jetpacks were a mistake.
yeah, yeah. Well, they're making it sound like that, aren't
It's
they?
like, yep, you know what? Let's go back on
the
that.
ground technology. Okay.
It's like saying all new games are going to be like, no microtransactions, as if it's like a selling point now.
yeah.
No DLC, no loot
So,
boxes.
yeah, microtransactions.
And that's a
are
selling
weird
point.
one.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
aren't they trying to see or dispute if microtransactions are a part of gambling laws?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's been actively looked into.
Well, loot boxes are a part of gambling laws, not microtransactions.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know
okay.
what you're
yeah,
getting.
Of course, yeah.
You know what you get with microtransactions. Well, unless you're buying a loot box, in which case,
I guess
Yeah.
I guess it's the gambling element of I don't know what I'm going to get. Here's X amount of real money
Yeah.
transferred into coins or whatever, and then
oh, I got fucked up the arse. Cool.
I just got a few.
But then
skins
surely
and-
like lucky bags and shit like that, and like those
well, that's it. I don't know where like
those grabby machines should be gambling as well.
yeah. What's the
Fuck me.
God!
yeah?
Shot just disappeared.
So we have actually played this one ages ago, but I saw it on there and I was like, fuck, let's do it. Let's do another
Oh,
one.
you're doing
The old-
You want a nostalgia
I wanted
hit?
a nostalgia hit.
It's not the same, Ross.
what?
It's not the same.
It's always the same. I like this map just because you get bashed around a lot, you know.
I was reading an article about a Reddit post about the opioid epidemic.
Oh
Right.
yeah, from those two women, at the cashier.
Fuck, guys, I could not get past this fucking windmill. I am still stuck on a windmill. So there was a thing on Reddit of like two women,
Right.
just like completely unconscious,
Absolutely
like,
out of it. And I
They were
realised,
serving as cashiers.
yeah,
at a
30
petrol
seconds in, I
station.
realised, fuck, they're the cashiers.
Yeah.
What?
They're working
So
there.
they were totally spaced, like
Where were they
literally
working?
They were falling asleep.
a petrol station
A petrol station.
in America.
Right, okay.
But
And
what
they were-
happened was obviously they'd taken some opioids, aka painkillers, which
okay.
We don't use many opioids.
Shit!
We certainly don't prescribe them like for general pain here.
Right.
No.
I
Okay.
feel like I'm skating on ice in terms of being correct here, but I'm fairly sure
Go on.
we don't use as much opioids in our prescription painkiller.
I
think you have to get a
taken
doctor's-
morphine, son.
Yeah, well, morphine is an opioid, obviously, but we don't give morphine to people outside of hospitals, right?
Tell that to my doctor.
I will. He
gets-
sounds
Stop giving me
like
morphine. It's Moorish.
I mean,
That's why it's got more in the
biggest,
title.
The biggest problem we have are benzodiazepines, which still get given out, and I think they are opioids as well.
Did I miss
If
it?
fucking Solid Snake can take him, I can.
Well, yeah, I think that's half the problem. But yeah, I think they're opioids as well. But yeah, basically, the problem here is they're giving out all these painkillers. People are getting addicted to them because they're highly addictive.
Just keep rolling with that car.
And then people get taken
Fuck
off them
you.
because their ailment's
Fuck
gone.
you!
But they're still addicted to the opioids.
Right, okay.
So
Right.
instead, they end up taking heroin because
Oh,
it's the only thing they can
yeah.
get their hold of.
Street
Right?
drugs. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I started reading about this guy's experiences with heroin. So he
Right.
originally got addicted to opioids.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he started snorting heroin, which I didn't realize you could
Okay.
do.
Wow.
Wow.
But that doesn't
Yeah.
provide such a good hit. So instead, he started injecting, and that's just a slippery slope. And he just talked about how that's never as good as your first hit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get tolerance, right?
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
God.
my
It was
It's-
pretty. But
It's so dark. It collapses veins.
Ah!
It fucks you up.
But people really want it because they feel like they've got heavy flu symptoms when they don't have it.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
Is
right.
that
They
just
feel
the
like
cold
shit.
turkey element of...
That's just the withdrawal elements. They
Yeah.
feel like absolute
And you never
garbage
wanna go
until
through
they take it. Then they feel normal. You know, a functioning
Oh, it's
person.
just normalcy, even though you're not really normal.
No, but
Yep.
you feel much more normal, and it helps you function more. If you're highly addicted to opioids and you need to take some.
Fuck.
Sorry, I'm so bashed away.
Oh, it's a finish line.
There's a
Am I
finish line.
first?
Yeah, I think you are.
How?
Keep fucking-
Oh my god! What the fuck?
I keep getting fucking proper smashed
Yeah,
into the
same.
ground.
I was stopped like every fan.
Yeah.
Or turbine, sorry, not fan.
I was spawning on this one.
Catapults or trebuchets? That's
That's the real question, isn't
a
it?
big one.
It's trebuchets, clearly. There he goes. Fucking bell end. There he goes
It's a
again.
DNF, I
Same
think.
thing. It's definition of insanity, Ross.
10 seconds left, Ross, of this madness. Christ, guess I need some opioids. Yeah, that is nuts. Look up that video, if you can, of
Yeah.
these two cashier women. Just absolutely scary. It's scary that A, they have a job there, and B, that they're that fucking spaced.
Yeah, mate, looks good though, doesn't it?
Completely
It was-
unaware.
What was the context of the situation they were in?
Guy just
Someone was
filming.
filming them at the checkout, and they're
Oh, okay.
waiting for their stuff to be both bagged by one lady
Okay.
and scanned by the other lady,
Yeah.
and they just fall asleep. And then they
Oh.
wake up like, "Ah," and
Fuck.
continue doing nothing, not realizing where the fuck they are, what they're doing.
That's
It's
nuts.
like, okay, that comes to 13, 36, and then she falls asleep. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Jesus.
It's really scary. And the fact that it's called an epidemic is terrifying because that means there's lots of people like that.
So, do you like the
Suffering.
playlist name?
Hipplethwip.
Yeah,
Why did you call it that?
just thought it was quite a funny name for it.
I
A Ross Hornbyism.
don't know
Do you
where
not
you
like
get the
it?
idea that that's funny, Ross. That's
Hipple-
quite offensive, if I'm honest with you.
Hipplethwip.
Sounds like
Are you offended by it?
Yeah, hugely.
you're making
Damn it.
light of like a horrible hip injury.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a little hipple
I got a
twit?
hipplethwip.
Oh, it's the hipple
I
twit.
got a little hipplethwip. You have to go into major surgery to get that removed.
Cut off the top of the bone.
What's your thoughts on like removing things in media because they offend people now?
What do you mean?
So, like, I was
me an
watching a
example.
program called "It Was All Right in the '90s,"
Yeah.
right? And I think they've done the same for the '60s,
like
70s,
Ace Ventura,
80s.
Pet Detective.
Yeah, stuff like that. Where
It's really
Obviously there's-
transphobic.
yeah, so there's because obviously Einhorn is Finkel, Finkel is Einhorn,
And then he does a whole throwing up scene.
and then he's so disgusted by
and then all the
making
police
out
force
with
do it as well.
a dude that he has to have like a big ball of chewing gum.
Yeah.
and stuff.
And then throws up and then brushes his teeth. It's not enough.
And obviously, at the time, I guess you wouldn't really think much
Like,
of it. Like, in terms,
it's funny.
you wouldn't sit there and go, "Fucking Jim Carrey, you son of a bitch! How dare you take part in this? And you should be shamed and lose your
thought
job.
you were a better
etc.
person, yeah.
Well, surely, hold
Do you
on.
think
So
there's a line
they
into-
thought they were making out with a woman, but in reality it was a guy.
Have you seen
Yes.
Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I think so.
Yeah, the first one. So basically, the first one is it's kind of like a bit of a spoiler. We just discussed spoilers a few episodes ago, and it's been more than 10 years, so it's fine. But basically, Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel's a big punchline.
They're trying to find this football player.
Right.
Like
Right.
this,
yeah,
that used to be really good, but then he disappeared.
yeah,
And he goes to like
a detective.
and she's like really promiscuous and flirty with him and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
kisses him 1 point, right?
They make out and stuff,
Yeah.
and at the end it turns out that football player they were trying to find the whole time
Yeah.
had a gender surgery and turned into this lady.
Yeah,
Right.
And then there's this whole scene of realization where he
where
starts
he's
throwing
it's a
up.
montage, I think, where he's in a shower, can't scrub himself clean. Like it's really in depth. Like
It's a
God.
huge, and
He's
the
brushing
whole
his teeth
police force
constantly,
starts
like,
throwing up as well because
Yeah.
they've all been kissed by her.
all of them are throwing up.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy, actually, thinking about
When
it
you
now.
look back, but
Obviously-
also what's worse than that is
Yeah.
the song they used was
the
taking
crying,
the piss.
crying game.
Yeah, Crying Game, which was
about
part of a trans film,
Yeah,
which was
Oh, Jesus
touched on the
Christ.
subject. A lot
Well,
more
yeah, I guess
sensitively.
like you say, like back then it wasn't so
well, that's the thing.
hot topic.
So, do you think it's something that should be banned now because of obviously?
Well, I
the
mean, I think
society
people
now?
who are
Or do you think it's a
broadcasting it
case
should
of
just
like?
decide whether or not they feel that their audience
Should-
can make a.
Is it a case of understanding that was then, this is now?
Yeah, well, we've made
relic.
that
But then-
rationalization, right?
Well, yeah, of course, but like, how far does that go until it's like, well, no, actually, let's just never play that game?
Well, it's up to the
Like,
broadcaster to decide whether their audience.
Is it going to get
Yeah.
ratings? Essentially, is it going to earn us money? That's how they
Yeah.
think. Rather
I
than
think
is
so.
this morally right
yeah,
or wrong?
I mean, it's up. I guess it's up to
Because, I
transgender
mean-
people to make
it's the same thing.
a call on whether. I don't think a lot of them would care. Who gives
Yeah.
a fuck?
I think maybe at the start say, the views shown in this film are not representative of now.
Because the same
It's a
thing could
relic of the
apply
past.
as well to things like that Jack Maynard thing. He went into the celebrity jungle thing.
Yeah.
He said a few shitty things when he was 16 on Twitter, which were obviously irresponsible, stupid things to say, but he was 16, and you do say stupid shit when you're 16.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
not an excuse for it, but that is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now he's, probably not going to go on TV again for whatever, however long. Might not literally end his YouTube career, but it's the type of thing that people are like, yeah, no, he should get this, that, and the other for him. There's then a witch hunt. But then
Also,
also
I think people
content.
have got a much higher tolerance for assholes these days. Like, not that saying that guy in particular is an asshole, but you know what I mean. Like asshole-ish behaviour. People are kind of like, that fucking how about that girl's got a rap career now.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, what if it came out that, for example, next year there's a big ruckus about people being vac-packed, and that was a huge racist thing, and suddenly you're
Backpacked.
vac-packed.
Oh right.
Like Vac Trot.
Like with Vac Trot. And so then it comes to a case where someone then dredges up this, and then there's a news article which says, 3 racist YouTubers Vac Trot, etc., and they could use it against you. Do you think that would be, like, how would you handle that situation?
I'd say fuck you, we're not racist.
I think the two
Because obviously you would have done it
situations are
beforehand,
different.
but then I guess you would
Situations
feel
are
inclined
different.
to then remove that. Would you not? Or would you leave it
from a
there
PR
saying that was of the
perspective-
time?
Yeah, from a PR perspective, I guess it would be a sensible decision. Just because you can't count on idiots not seeing through
But
the reality
where does
of
that
it.
line end? Because obviously we've
I
said
don't know.
them all sorts of weird shit on our fucking videos.
I think what
like,
the
to
Jack
point where we've
Maynard
forgotten.
thing, he understood that word was bad when he
Oh
did
yeah,
it.
sure.
So it's not like
In the context of him, so he said the N word a couple of times in his tweets.
Yeah.
Now the context of it was stupid. Like he wasn't calling anyone this N word.
No.
He was literally
He's like,
using
Me
it
and my
like a
N words are
phrase.
chilling at the crib. It's like it was just a bit like
It's stupid and
fuck's
childish,
sake.
right? But
Yeah.
ultimately, like, you wouldn't end someone's career for saying that, surely.
Well, because he was
Like, he's
16,
not
and there's a
being
lot of people that
malicious
do
at
that.
someone specifically. Yes, he shouldn't have said it, and he did delete the tweets apparently a long time ago, but they were dredged back.
it's from archives.
Well, I just think that there are quite a few people who feel like that's fine to say, and like I don't know whether it is
that's
or not.
genuinely
But
offensive
personally,
stuff.
I wouldn't say it.
My thought process is on stuff that isn't offensive now, but will become offensive because a subset of people might think that that's extremely offensive now.
Well, it's like with old people, you know, like they say shit like outlandish shit, and you're like, well, that's not right. And they're like, yeah, it was different back in their day, wasn't it? And it's just like, I guess.
But
so.
as long
and then
as
you
you
kind of
make
go,
it
it's
an
racist
effort
grammar,
now.
like
Yeah, but I think so long as they're showing an understanding of how that's not right and don't actively be like, well, no, it should go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Because how does that? I'm just wondering how that affects media. Because when you look at any comedian act now, from like the 90s or early 2000s and stuff, there's stuff in there that's going to be a lot more offensive now than it ever was then. It was probably shock value then.
Yeah.
I think it's whether people are willing to accept that people have changed now.
Yeah.
Since
Times change.
And times change with the content. And, you know, if that person isn't still making music videos that are stating the same things, I think, you know, it's down to the individual to assess that. But there's going to be people that are offended. Ultimately, I don't think it should be censored because...
You think it should just... that stuff should stay there and it should be a context or a thing historical
I think it's down to the person that created that content to make it aware that, you know, what I did in the past is now different now, but I'm going to leave it there because it shows that I've changed.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to try and hide the fact that I did it.
Yeah.
I want to show people that I've come since then and moved on and improved my life.
Well, it's just the world's changing, isn't it? It's not just them having to change the whole world.
It's like hiding history.
It's
like saying, the Nazi stuff didn't happen.
Yeah. It's like more recently they were the
grown
whole
since then.
Taking down all those statues and stuff for people they didn't read. Well, I don't know if they knew beforehand that they were like slave leaders.
I think the thing is with statues is it's still like showcasing somebody.
It's celebrating them.
It's celebrating them. Whereas we're not celebrating them now. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of them. That makes sense.
Right. Well,
that's my opinion.
There we go. Let's ban Ace Ventura. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video. Feel free to comment below. But they all liked it at the beginning, right? They liked it at the beginning.
Yeah. That's why we do it then before we offend people.
Exactly. They're not even watching this now. So you could say anything, Trot. Oh, wow, brilliant.
They're going to be offensive.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.